Maranatha, my PBC family and friends. Pastor Brian here with another quick bite, living the word. Today our word is going to come from Proverbs chapter 12. And actually, let's look at one verse. Well, we can look at two really here, but verses 10 and 11. We'll read them and I'll come back and discuss them. So Proverbs chapter 12, verses 10 and 11 says, "A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. He that tilleth his land shall be satisfied with bread, but he that followeth vain persons is void of understanding." Now, what brought this to my mind was last night one of our dogs, Zatsu, got somehow cut himself along the side of his haunch back there. And so we had to run him in last night to get some stitches put in and things of that nature. Anyway, all that to say this. What really kind of stood out to me as I was thinking about this idea here, as I was thinking about this righteous man that regardeth the life of his beast. And what's interesting about that is this, is it is kind of I don't want to say it's a hard, fast rule, but there's certainly some truth in the fact that you can look at how somebody behaves or treats their animals and know how they're going to treat people. Know where their anger issues lie or things of that nature. You see somebody who just all of a sudden goes 0 to 60 in the treatment of their dog. Their dog does something wrong or whatever the case may be. It reminds me of a story that my stepmother told me one time about why she and my father decided not to have children after, obviously we were out of the house, things of this nature. My dad remarried, and she was certainly young enough at that point to have children if she would have desired them. And what's interesting to me is she actually said that, and I thought I actually had to admit I admired her for this, is she said that one time that their dog, she tried giving her the dog they had some sort of vegetable. I'm not quite sure what the vegetable was, whatever it was, but the dog refused to eat it. Now, some vegetables dogs will eat, some vegetables dogs won't eat, but the dog refused to eat it, and she got so mad at that dog, like she was sitting there trying to force this dog to eat this vegetable and was kind of getting rough with it and angry with it and stuff like this. And she realized at that moment that she shouldn't have children. I thought that's pretty admirable of her in a lot of ways, because she recognized that if she was that way, how would she treat children? If you're going to treat an animal who really has no cognitive reasoning and things of this nature, and you don't expect a whole lot out of, how would you treat a child? Now, why I read that, why I think about that this morning, though, is because just that idea of, are you regarding your animal's lives? Now, I know not all of you necessarily have animals, but how do you think about the life of animals? How do you consider them in the grand scheme of things? Do you consider them precious, or just something that doesn't matter? They can be wasted. It's not, whatever. They're just an animal, because it says the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. So in other words, those who would even think themselves as being something that those who are wicked, even when they try to be kind, it's like they're kind of cruel in their kindness, And then he goes on and says this. And why? Well, actually, I'm not going to talk about verse 11 this morning because it doesn't really apply to what we're going to talk about. What we're talking about right now. But maybe we'll take a look at that tomorrow. We'll see. But the point of the matter is, what I'm really trying to drive at this morning is this: pay attention to those people who have animals. How do they treat them? How do they regard the life of their animal? Do they actually consider the life of that animal precious? Something to behold, or something to be cognitive or to hold in value. And now some people might come back to me and say, well, you're a hunter, so how can you say you do that? Well, here's the thing. I also recognize that the Lord gave us dominion. And so here's the thing. I go hunting. I don't go out there for sport. I'm not hunting antlers. I'm not looking for the biggest animals and the best animals so I can puff my chest up and feel like a man. Mine's a subsistence. I'm just hunting to eat. That's literally it. And long story short, one of the things I also do is every time God provides an animal, and I consider God providing that animal, is I make sure I thank God for the blessings of that animal and for the life that it gave. So my point in the matter is this: is very simple. Look at how people behave with their animals, how they treat them. Are they cruel with them? Are they short-tempered with them? Are they angry at them? Because honestly, the distinction here is the righteous are not, and the unrighteous are. Isn't that interesting? I hope this crazy day gets you some food for thought. I love you. We love you. God loves you. And God's got this.